Oh yeah, guys, hey, niaje?
Poa sana fiti.
For the first time, my good friend over
Man
there,
that doesn't need an
Franje, the one who doesn't need introduction. I mean, of course, Yankee has been here before. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Today it's a City fan versus Manchester United fans.
No, you have only one Manchester United fan for back.
So I'm coming to that. Franje, Francis over there is the CEO of the Bucks Football Club.
Yes.
I believe he's the youngest club CEO in the country, in Africa even. I would think. Yeah.
It's a big title, huh?
Yeah, of course.
You deserve it, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a project obviously that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
That we've been working on together.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me on. And
Of course, I'm happy to win.
Very excited to be here.
Yeah, to add something on top of that, man,
Yeah.
I think it's a huge honor and it's also a pleasure because you see in Africa, we have so many people who are older than even your granddad or your father, but they can never come up with such a brilliant idea. So, man, big up.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, big up, man. I wish many youngsters learn from that, those who have opportunity to come up with such a brilliant idea.
But I think the thing also that distinguishes like Bucks us from like most of the other clubs, like you said, is that emphasis on like the initiative coming from young people.
Young people,
true.
Because I feel like with like you said, the older people, they have their own kind of interests. Like they're not as passionate about developing the game as much as
empowering the youth.
empowering the youth. So yeah, it's an honor to be working with these young people who have so much energy and commitment to sports basically.
Sawa. Thank you so much, Frenji, for coming through. And of course, we are at the Waterback Hotel. Leo tuko at the alcohol, inside the alcohol, yeah. Today, guys, we're going to check what happened over the weekend in the English Premier League, of course, in Europe, La Liga, Pia. And then before we get to that, last week we saw something happened. I mean, I'm sure you're already familiar with these cases to make one out of the police brutality. I mean, it's time. It has to stop. Like you saw what happened last week in Embu, not last week, I think maybe 2 weeks ago. There's these boys, twin brothers. They were killed by police just because they were outside. Wametoka hustle. I mean,
man, it's very unfortunate because it's something we can relate. We are youth. So many youth are outside there, and right now I think we feel so insecure being youth because you are not given a chance to be heard, of which in your own country, even anywhere outside, you need to be given a chance to be heard before someone do something to you to harm you. Unfortunately, they died, and it will be another case of mistaken identity. They were on the wrong side, but I would expect something to be done right now. Law, maybe those who are culpable, there are procedures that are to be taken. It's time we actualize these reforms. We have been hearing about police reform, but these things keep on happening. Why?
But I feel like for me, it's it goes back to, like you're saying, the issue of accountability. If the police feel like they are above the law, if there's no action being taken to hold these people accountable, then I feel we'll keep having these stories coming up over and over. And like it's like you said again, such a tragic loss of life. 2 young boys who had aspirations, had big dreams. Unfortunately.
do you guys feel like this country, the society itself, that tunapenda violence sana?
I think society in a broader perspective is that we have so much bitterness. Kuna so much bitterness that so people are violent within themselves, but they don't have somewhere to pour it. So ikifika place yenye unaona mtu amekukosea, like it's very easy doing something to harm that person just because it's not that whatever they did deserve the action, but it's because you have so much bitterness within you that your reaction will lead to their death.
True. I mean, it happened last week, Pia. I think they were cousins in Kitengela, and they were mad just because some guys thought they were cattle rustlers, just because they
Cattle
had
rustlers.
dreadlocks and tattoos.
One guy he shouted, "Mwizi," like it's so sad. I remember when I used to have locks. Managed to place, and then this old man came, and he was like Mungiki. So because I had locks, you see, so it takes me back to that story. Another friend of mine was almost shot by a police because he had locks too. No. So such a things, physical identity, it's not supposed to be attached to or being victimized or maybe kind of segregated because akona locks. We have good guys when you're presentable na akona locks. Mtu akona tattoo, it doesn't reveal anything about what they do or their identity. So why do you have to kill someone ama mob justice just because unaona tu akona tattoo na akona dread? You need to give them chance to be heard. Munatoka wapi? What are you doing outside at this time? And what shocked me the most is among all these guys who are doing that mob justice to the four cousins, hakuna hata mtu mmoja mwenye alikama out kuuliza like hebu tuwape chance ya kusikizwa, like to let them be heard, waulizwe maswali before they even killed, like
exactly. True. But also for me, I thought that we had moved past this whole notion of...
Unfortunately, we are not.
Unfortunately not. But we still have a long way to go. Anyway, guys, remember to subscribe to the channel and also follow us on all the socials. Top Podcast Ya Dimba on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. So, just before you go on, where do you guys find you guys online? Francis?
My Instagram is F_Kinyash, but more importantly, give our page Bucks FC a follow. You'll find most of our content there, and just
you're right. Okay, Yankee.
On social media platforms on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kiri Yankee. From there I talk about issues with social justice, advocacy, soccer. I just express myself.
Francis, something you don't know about Yankee. Yes, he used to write with the Star.
Lovely,
and
interesting.
He has quite a story. Maybe we'll tackle that maybe in one of the coming episodes, but story for another day. Anyway, guys, this is a football podcast, and of course we like to, to go sort of get sidetracked, but it's for the common good. Yes, important issues that must be discussed.
Yeah, true.
Because this is Kuwait society, and these things happen, and we have a voice, we have a platform. So lazima vitu zingine pia tuongele. True. Anyway, guys, this weekend, Buddha, Barcelona, we started a life without Messi with a win. Braithwaite, give the man the number 10 jersey already.
It's gonna be too heavy for him.
He did well. I thought Memphis had a very good first match, his debut in La Liga. He was on the set pieces. He had a good assist. Of course, Piqué, the man. The previous day, Piqué took a pay cut, so that a few guys were registered, like Memphis and the other guys. It was a good gesture coming from him. And club itaendelea mbele. It had to happen at some point. Messi alikuwa aende. And I'm sad that it happened that way. But ilifanyika, so now the club now, like I said, it has to move on. I was very impressed with the performance, but at some point I felt that Sociedad walikuwa na come back. Walifunga bao like faster. But it was a good match. I enjoyed watching. Braithwaite ameamka. Kuna vijana wadogo wengi kwa kiwanja. I was surprised kuona Pedri bado anacheza. Kijana kona lungs. I think bigger does a country.
He's played a lot of football this year.
Played in the Euros, I think all minutes, Olympics. Then immediately he's back. I heard that Alcomambio, it's fine. He could go on holiday for a few days, maybe a few weeks. Akasema no. If the club needs me, I'm gonna be there.
It's commendable from a young man.
So
I think from an experience, ile games mtaani, like we are so, we want to play and we fear also our position being taken by colleagues.
Of course.
So with that push, you want to get going and maybe get better.
Maintain
and you
that
can only
momentum.
get better when you play.
Okay. True.
So now Benzema, wanasema he is now the face of La Liga, because I mean, look around. Stars what man, La Liga is becoming what? So what would watch your league?
Si wongo, because the thing is saizi with the current football is about money. And finance start from the way the club markets itself, how it pays, and even the money that the league invest on the teams and the players with advertising and everything. And I know Barcelona are going to feel it. Even Madrid felt it when Cristiano left, because the money that this guy bought in terms of sales, advertisement and sponsorships, the huge cash. Back to Benzema. Benzema is a very good player. We saw it in Euros. The guy had gone for long without playing for France. And his impact was felt the moment he started playing. And from his experience, I think
walitoka
that was collectively talking of him. He did his part. In La Liga, I think for now he's experienced enough to handle that pressure compared to anyone else.
But can I jump in quickly and maybe take us back a bit to the conversation we were having earlier about just like the commercial viability of La Liga. Don't, like, in your opinion, both of you, don't you think having this economic controls are important? Because if you don't put like such measures in place to ensure that clubs are not spending more than they're able to bring in, because basically that's the reason why Barcelona are not able to register Messi, Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay until Piqué took the wage cards. Don't you think this is necessary to ensure that like all of these clubs are financially viable? And because that's the most important thing, I think.
It all falls under the fair play rule, financial fair play.
I think it's rule, it's parallel to it's not part of financial fair play. It's a mechanism that's like
control the finance part, like wholesomely.
Basically ensures that like the wages and transfer wages and transfer fees of the clubs are like within a level that's manageable going forward. Because before we've had like these big owners who come in and they have these grand projects. They say they're going to invest in the club, blah blah blah. But 2-3 years down the line, the project, like you had Malaga, for example, is a good example of this.
True.
But ensuring that like clubs remain disciplined and they have like a plan as to how they're going to spend their money, I think is, in my opinion, it's more important than retaining Messi, Ronaldo, and then
big players. True.
But then again, it's a big loss. It's a big loss for the league. I mean, you lose Ronaldo, then you lose a player like
Neymar,
Messi. Forget even Neymar. Messi was still in the league. Messi was still in the league.
And the saddest part about it is that,
and Ronaldo was still in the league by the time
the saddest part
Neymar was
about
leaving.
it is now these clubs are not in a position to attract players that can come and build the image that was initially built by Ronaldo and Messi.
But I think Barcelona can attract, they just don't have the finances.
Muscle,
Okay, but maybe like, we can take the example of Gini Wijnaldum, He had the option to either go to PSG or to Barcelona.
He was on his way to Barcelona.
He was on his way until the offer came. It was too good for him to turn down.
That's what it shows that like this state-owned clubs are actually now in a position where they can hijack Barcelona and like take players who are on their way.
True.
So I think that's
the crisis at Barcelona.
Barcelona.
The crisis at Barcelona, I think it runs deep, and you need a lot of research because there's so much that's going on with the club, especially with the previous regime when Batimi was there. Well, Fanya so much. I mean, that guy was crooked as fuck. I mean, unakumbuka that story when it was alleged that he was paying influencers when they could,
to tarnish the
he also paid a PR company like to tarnish the names and image of players in the team.
Yeah, exactly. You see, sometimes true the way you guys are saying in a run back kwa management and the way the big personalities in the club carry the image and themselves, because issues kama hii the financial disagreement yenye Messi alikuwa nayo. Messi, I read somewhere Messi had even decided to take half of his pay cut. But the way it was manifested out there, it seems ni kama tu Messi was after cash and he wanted out.
Actually, that's
that's why the fans had even to go to Nou Camp and wrote issues there, wrote things like Messi selfish, like the image was ni kama tutoka now you are you are a disgrace to the club despite everything that you have done. So I think you disagree with a player, there's a way that you are supposed to package that information, appreciate that player for the time that they have been with you, and then let the player live peacefully without creating chaos.
That's the thing.
The way we lost Cristiano, we felt bad about it, but after all we had to move on.
Anyway, now speaking of Manchester United, I mean, season imeanza.
Club kubwa, man, you just have to introduce us.
Same old. It's happened before the previous seasons. The first match on fire.
On fire.
Munawaka.
On fire.
5-0 past Leeds.
2019-2020.
Yeah.
2019-2020. Third.
Yeah.
2018-2019. Third. 2019-2020. Second.
2020, 2021.
Now that's where we are heading to. That's where we are heading to.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel that Manchester United are title contenders for this season, for the league this season. But then again, sisi wote tunajua what Manchester United is like. At some point, they are gonna choke. And it's coming soon. So mtakuwa na this run of draws. Then mkuja mpito na timu kama West Ham. Then wakati ligi inaenda kuisha, then you pull a miraculous. Mujiamushe mkuje sijui malize number 4. But anyway, the rest this time itakuwa really tight. But they're looking at Manchester United.
They were strong, huh?
Really strong. They're looking really good. They are right. Actually, it's not easy playing against Manchester United right now. They look rejuvenated for the season. Pogba ameamka. Bruno Fernandes is at his best. I mean, 3 goals on opening day.
Crazy.
I mean, I have him in my FPL. I wanted to captain him, but then again I remembered, Salah, the king of opening day. I captained him instead. So, but it's good thing niko na water. But if you haven't joined our Fantasy Premier League mini league, there's a code running down here. Okay. So, there's a code. So, join our league. We would like to have all these people join our league so that it could be competitive with as many people as possible.
Yes. But do you feel we need a few more signings for us to properly challenge?
Saidi, I think we just have to add, if it is necessary for us to add at least another midfielder.
Yes.
Because of depth in that midfield. Because you see...
what are you talking about, bro? Mukona depth. Kama sijui nini.
Quality maybe.
Quality. Unajua depth inakuja na quality. Like unaona for someone like Matic. Matic is a very good player, but he's not someone who can bank on for like 15 games zikifuatana tu. Pace ya Premier itampita. So most likely in Premier League we are going to stick with Fred and McTominay. And if we use Matic, then games kama Champions League we are most likely to have him because of the experience. The intensity for Champions League is not that like Premier. On our case, man, I think we have started well. It's just about an issue with keeping up with the momentum.
Okay,
the good thing about it is right now, Jana, you get 5 goals and you still don't have Rashford. You still haven't played Varane. You still haven't played mtu kama. I think this season are going to depend a lot on Cavani.
Now look, this is Manchester United squad for this season. No one lay depth. The goalkeeping department.
Depth is there, but the quality.
Okay, listen. Calm down.
Okay.
De Gea, Henderson, Ito. Okay. The centre back position. Kona Maguire, Eric Bailly. Then Varane, of course, he was announced. I believe he ended up with the first choice. Then you have Lindelof. Then Jones, anafanyanga Nico Club.
But all internationals, huh?
Yeah. Then Wan-Bissaka on the right side. Kona Diogo Dalot. Then Williams. Then Shaw and Chayes on the other side. And of course, in the midfield, Pogba, Fred, Van der Beek. Then McTominay, Matic, Pereira. Fernandes, Lingard, Mata, the 10th position. Sancho, Greenwood, Ahmad Traore, Mkali Sana, then Cavani, Martial, Rashford, James. Now you look at that squad. Alafu mniambie Diallo, Ahmad Diallo, sorry, Ahmad Traore, sorry, Ahmad Diallo, yes. Now you look at that squad, alafu mniambie what else do you need?
Your squad iko sawa, but unaona kama last season the issue that we had like unaona kama Bruno alikuwa worn out.
Okay, yeah.
Alikuwa worn out to some extent, even it manifests itself like sana sasa kwa Euros.
But it's a good thing for you guys because
alituinua, but you see ilifika there were games that were not necessary for him to play.
Yes, but he had to start.
He had to start in games that were not necessary for him to play because the coach hakuwa naamini watu wengine. With this squad we are good to go. But the thing, if our coach is going to rotate, as we issue are being worn out, like the issue with Maguire. Maguire never missed out because on the final, the Europa final and the last two games or the last game, because of alikuwa worn out. Like it's very easy for you to pick an injury if you get to play mpaka uchoke kabisa. So to some extent, our coach need to start trusting on these players, and that's how we are going to appreciate the depth or the squad that we have. If he's going to trust someone like Dalot in some games over Wan-Bissaka, then we are going to be good. If he's going to trust someone like Williams in some games, then that rotation, let it be manifested within the squad.
Okay, let me ask you something, guys. What for Manchester United? What do you feel about Ole Gunnar getting a 4-year contract?
It deserves it.
It's well deserved also. I think well deserved.
Why? I mean, the guy has won you nothing so far except the number 2 trophy. And finishing second in the Europa League.
I knew he was getting there. That's why I said
yes.
Third, second,
and
now we are looking at first.
Yes.
And from your mouth, you agree. This season we are title contenders. For the first time, people are saying that.
Yeah,
so
but
it means he has worked on something.
So title contenders, I manishi ati ni nyinyi peke yenu. The other teams, yes. No.
Everyone from your point of view analysis, it means everyone who is playing Premier League is a title contender.
No.
At some point you need to break it down.
That is not true. I would say at least 4 teams. Of course, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Okay? Then Manchester United.
So why are you leaving
if Spurs, come on. Kwa nani ajui Spurs wanashinda nini? Spurs wanashinda nini? Speaking of Spurs even now.
All these teams by the way, I think they contribute in one way to the other towards mwenye atashinda. Because if you play Spurs na wakikupiga you lose to them. Then it means at some point the loss will have an impact on your run.
That's true.
Right.
You see?
No, but I think I have to agree with Mose. Spurs. I'm not seeing them contesting.
But I think the coach ni mpoa. They have a good coach. Like if you see Nuno, if you see the game they played yesterday
versus Man City,
Man City, it was perfect. Si kama ile ya Mourinho mezoea, you pack the bus, the Hurricane or
but it was pretty much the same thing. I mean, they sat back most of the match, then hit City with counterattacks. No, it was so
but
good.
But at least it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Okay. You're talking about Spurs, eh? So I'm telling you, bro, Spurs, Well, of course, wakati, if you're going to play against City, you know they are superior opponents to all the teams in the English Premier League.
Not Manchester United, man.
Bro,
not Manchester United.
That is
not Manchester United.
At this point, like for the last 10 years.
No, not Manchester United.
Man City has dominated the league.
I think
they are the superior.
What you can say about Man City, it's good to enjoy, but enjoy while it lasts. Right?
That's true.
Yeah, because Arsenal even had their time.
Yeah.
But I think the financial impact that we were talking about, even Pep said, Man U dominated for the past 25 years in England because they had financial muscle than the rest of the club.
It's true.
Of which that's quite different. We agree it's quite different from what is happening right now. Because you see, if you overvalue players and spend just because you have money to win the league, it takes out the value of the league. Because you see, like a player
doesn't really take the value.
It removes the value.
I think it stains.
It stains the value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now speaking about Grealish, I mean, yesterday we were having a discussion with one of my boys, Melvo, and he said, well, Grealish is good, but the £100 million price tag is not.
For me, I think that was a desperate buy.
Desperate buy, really?
Yeah, it was a desperate buy. Look at what.
I think. Okay.
Look at what with Manchester United this time. There were times when we spend just because we wanted to. There were times that we spent because we were desperate for players to join our club.
Yeah.
We had money. We wanted to. We still have money, but at that moment we wanted to use our money to kind of use them as a bait for players to come to us. It never worked.
So we're talking about players like Sanchez.
Yes, we used Sanchez preferred Man City over Manchester United, but because we gave him a lot of cash, he decided to come to the club. But eventually he ended up not playing because he realized now whatever he was passionate about cannot be given at that club because the club
I heard he wanted to go back to Arsenal.
He wanted to go back to
the first training session.
Because he realized the environment was totally different. The environment was different. The players were different. The way things were being done at Manchester United were totally different. So back to City spending £100 million, I think, compared to the way other clubs are conducting their business, Manchester United spent 73 million on Sancho. I cannot dispute the fact that Grealish is an exceptional player. He's a very good player. Even from the game he played yesterday versus Spurs, he was outstanding. But that valuation, to some extent, it destroys the market. And to him as a player, it brings a lot of weight.
But that's where the market is at right now. I mean, how much the players were being sold or bought at 10 years ago, for world record fee, cannot be the same right now.
Yeah, true.
But that, I feel that inflation is a bit, I don't know.
Exaggerated.
It's a bit exaggerated because for me, I feel there are like quite a few factors that contribute to this 100 million valuation. Number one, he's an English born player.
Of course.
Yeah. So that has a very big impact on
like you guys buying Maguire for what?
Yeah, also that's ridiculous.
That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying. To some extent, we bought players because we wanted them to be at the club.
There's a bit of desperation.
Yeah. You gave them cash for them to come. Yeah. But I think when the way we conducted the Varane business and Sancho was very good because this time we never showed desperation to have them in our club.
Yeah.
That's why we negotiated that deal.
Imagine getting you guys are desperate to get Sancho.
Imagine getting a player like Varane for 34 million only.
Cool.
I mean, that's
imagine that would a good business, and that's why I'm saying, if you compare Varane business to Maguire, it's totally different because these players, even at their peak, you can never compare them. But the valuation, it was totally different. The issue with the nationality, like English players are expensive. Then the issue, like if you miss out on Maguire, if we had missed out on Maguire, you could have imagined the way our season could have gone.
Disastrous.
So we had to. Man City, on the other hand, I think it was unnecessary for them to spend that cash because one, they were not desperate to have that kind of player. He was a good player, which anyone could want him to have in the squad, but paying that cash for him was unnecessary. He's a good player. He's going to change Man City if he adapts, and it seems to be
It's still
on a good course, but 100 million valuation.
Too much.
Same like the way Arsenal spend on is it Pepe?
But
71 or something.
It's still too early to judge on Storia Grealish. I think he will get better and he will adapt as the season goes by.
I agree. He will get better. Footballing wise, it's gonna get good, but the valuation will remain.
Anyway, back to yesterday's match. I felt Spurs played really well. They were very disciplined according to the way they were playing. Like if you noticed, even Dele Alli was playing a little bit deeper. Than usual. And from a natural number 10, you'd expect him to be off position, but he was very disciplined on the day. They did so well, and of course City had they have a weakness in their defense, and of course it's Mendy. Alikuwa target of the assault. Like every time ball ikienda kwake, ilikuwa pressing ilikuwa very high. Akipoteza, then immediately inakuwa dangerous going towards City's goal.
What's the name of the Tottenham right back? I think he had
Tanganga. He had a really good match.
Such a good game.
He had such a good. He was the man of the match.
They defended really well. So now, I think City would have struggled kidogo in the first few matches, but then again, what a peak! Everyone is in trouble.
But I think City, since Pepe Ingie, he has not been able to fix the defense.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he has not been able.
What do you mean, bro?
Let me finish.
What do you mean, bro? Last season, City had the most clean sheets.
Yeah, having clean sheet doesn't mean you have a best defense.
To
some extent, you are attacking.
That's what it actually means.
No, it doesn't.
You have a good defense. I'm concerned about
the box, my friend. Take a look at this. Sometimes, Wafungi, of course, but it means
what does that mean?
But also, you don't
defend.
Exactly.
Is to attack.
That's the thing.
So it means when you are attacking, and that's why, to drive my point home, why did City lose against Manchester United last season for 3 games? It's because Manchester United attack exploited their defense, and that's when I'm coming in. Okay. For you to compete at the highest level with the best team in the world, you have to have a balanced team. And for you to have a balanced team, have the best defense, the best midfield, and the best attack. For City, you are going to, you will continue losing against teams like Manchester United.
I'll tell you this. Anytime you're playing against City, just be sure they attack with the fullbacks, the midfielders. So most of the time, ukiangalia wanajipataga 2 center backs wamebaki, only 2 guys behind. So if you're devastating on the counter attacks, you have a good chance of scoring.
For a good defense, you have to know the balance between attacking and the time to attack and time to defend.
So
it means if you get the best player for that position, like
for managers like those, for managers kama kina Pep Guardiola and kina Marcelo Bielsa, they don't believe in let's win 2-0 and see the game. I mean, they'd rather win 5-4 or 5-3 than kushinda 2-0.
But for sure, having a balanced team where if you are playing at if you are playing at left wing for Man City, or right now, let me give an example of Sancho. If Sancho is going to play at that right wing, and he knows he's gonna have Wan-Bissaka to trust on him
behind him now,
then he will attack fully without any fear. He will go fully. But for City, if you are going to know you're having Mendy, how are you going to play to attack full force, knowing that you are going to enter into your opponent's
because
six?
you see,
the moment you get counter-attacked, you're going to be in trouble.
Mendy's strength, Mendy's strength as a fullback is actually attacking. That's why every time he's playing, he's ako uko mbele. He's adding more numbers
to the attack.
True.
So that's why wakati kama anacheza and you have someone like Walker or Cancelo, they don't,
they're a bit
as much, but they're a bit more disciplined, so that they make up that back 3 every time Mendy's going up. So that's why he's always on the pitch. He's very effective going forward. But I think we've dwelled so much on history as City just fast, but it's fine. So on Friday, the season opener. Brentford versus Arsenal. I mean, hii clubs jili itaombewa mfanyiwe nini. Veto, I know you're watching this.
But like shout out to those Arsenal fans, like we are with you. Tuko pamoja.
Man, hii bench ingekuwa complete bila at least even one fan. Arsenal
wamehepa.
They can't choose.
Wamehepa. But it's fine. I mean, I felt Arsenal they were not that poor, but their defense usually in a Conga very weak. I mean, even during that match, walikuwa bullied all over the place. Plus, Brentford do not allow them to start at the back.
Yeah.
Every time wataka kuanza wako outside the box, ready to press, and they were very quick on the counter attacks as well. Wako ule player mkali kuna Mbeuma, then that guy nimesahau jina yake, the shot locks. Player mkali sana. I think he had only top scorer last season in the championship.
Yeah. The Nigerian guy.
Is he Nigerian?
I think they have English. One player from Nigeria, a good one. But I
we'll
think
find out.
Arsenal, as a Manchester United fan, me now feel because we have been there.
Hey, but not for that long.
But the fact
we've been there, we tested.
We tested.
There
were times when we could go into a game. Not even knowing anything, like we are not even sure whether we are going to lose, we are going to draw or win.
Exactly.
We just go there desperately,
hoping, just
hopelessly hoping for anything.
That's true.
Tukipigwa, we cannot even feel. Atuski,
it's
like
what we expected almost.
Tukipigwa, it's just okay. The same fans were Arsenal size. Like wakienda kwa game wakipigwa, they just manze Ateta, you don't even know who to blame. Kidogo Edu, I even read someone saying since Edu took over from being like
he's the sporting director now.
Yeah, sporting director. Since Edu took over, like tumekuwa tu hivi. So you don't even know who to blame. But generally, that team needs a lot of reshuffling. It needs a lot for them to regain their identity. They must do a lot, and not even in just spending on players, because you see a player like White going for 50 million. To them, they felt they have done a lot in terms of strengthening the back, but you can see from the game
it's not really
bado kuna shida. So it's not even just spending, kuna ile kuleta identity. Like you see back then when if you like let me leave you out of this. When because you're a Man City fan, you just came recently. Back then, if you see a player like if you see Arsenal Manchester United matches, like if you meet someone like Roy Keane, Vieira, like if you meet. It wasn't just about nimevaa jersey ya Manchester. It was just you are defending your identity. Everything that you call football, iko kwa your club. For now, when Arsenal players wakienda kwa grao, like you don't even know what they stand for.
That's true, but I think like as you're saying, that's another thing that Solskjaer has brought back to United. That identity, that passion for the club, you know. Yeah. So I feel
now you can get back.
Okay, because of time. Chelsea, I thought they played really well at the weekend versus Crystal Palace. And of course, they're the Super League champions. And I think there's nothing really to talk about.
Lukaku coming back.
Chelsea are a team to watch.
Lukaku coming back, bro. So he signed. I immediately went uko FPL. Then I wanted to sign him. Nikamwangalia, mzee 11.5. That's a lot of money. Tuuze nani tumnunue. Alafu na maybe season pay atakuwa flop. But Chelsea needed that. They needed a goal scorer.
An out and out number 9.
Yes, I mean they've been creating a lot of chances in the previous season, in the Champions League, but Timo Werner ni nani? Timo Werner. Anazipiga tu huko kando, but
I think he'll benefit from playing alongside Lukaku. That big presence of Lukaku.
I mean Lukaku's proven. True. Manchester United, Inter Milan, he did well last season. Adio Kabeba League, and he's a big personality. I mean,
he's a winner.
Yes, definitely.
Lukaku is going to help Chelsea if they are going to use him the way anafaa kama like Inter. They used him very well. Over crosses zinakam in kila mahali, box 6 18.
Plus, I think we have the setup that Chelsea has been playing with.
Idea.
It will definitely
really
favor him because Inter are sort of playing pretty much the same way. Sometimes with Werner and what's his name, Havertz, Werner and Havertz. Sometimes Havertz as a false nine. Then you have Werner and I'm forgetting the other guy on the other side. Yes. So now this time maybe if it happened that way, then Timo Werner and Lukaku, both of them.
I think they
it really.
Oh, I was just going to say he's a strike partner at Inter. What's his name again?
Lautaro Martinez.
Martinez.
Yeah.
I feel his game is kind of similar to almost Werner.
Yes.
Yes. So in that sense, like that link-up play,
except
I'm really looking forward to.
Except that he's better quality.
Oh yeah.
But I think a player like Lukaku, if you surround him with quality players who are going to minimize his movement and only restrict him to having the ball and score, then he's going to do a very good job.
Yeah.
Like you see, his only disagreement with Ole was that come out, pick the ball, then go.
Yeah.
Be kind of mobile. You can go at the right wing or left wing and pick the ball and come in the way Rashford and
that's his strength.
But for him, that is not his strength. He wants someone. He needs to be fed.
Yeah.
With crosses and good passes, and he's a player who can give you 35 to 40 goals a season.
Easy.
Not in the English Premier League.
No, not Premier League.
No one scores that many goals
in
the Premier League. Okay, sour. That's fair. Then Liverpool won 3-0, of course, Norwich. And Salah, like we said at the beginning of the podcast, king of the first of opening day.
Salah
Salah is scored in 5 consecutive opening days, yeah?
Okay.
Yes. And of course, he was my captain in the FPL. So you guys should join our fantasy Premier League.
They should.
I think that's it for today because of time. Just look out for our local preview this weekend. Kenya Premier League is coming to an end, so we'll be covering that.
It's the last round, huh?
Yes, it's the last round.
Okay.
There's a lot at stake. We could have a champion who won't get a chance to play in the Champions League. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, share. All that.
All the good stuff.
Thank you so much, Franje, for coming through. And of course, Yankee.
My pleasure.
Until next time. Cheers.
It's been a good trip.
Shukran.